Former U.S. Treasury Secretary Larry Summers said on Tuesday that the growing chorus of economists and politicians urging the Federal Reserve to pause its aggressive rate hikes in order to fight inflation are misguided. Those critics say that the Fed could throw the economy into recession, but Summers argued there's a much greater risk to the economy that the Fed is not doing enough to bring down prices. Economist Larry Summers is pushing back after President Joe Biden floated the possibility of punishing the oil industry for high prices by imposing a windfall profit tax. Biden on Monday called out big oil's jaw-dropping profits and raised the possibility of pursuing tax penalties if oil and gas companies don't invest more aggressively in new supply to lower prices. The music streamer is taking its grievances with the Silicon Valley Goliath public, openly lashing out at the company over a dispute that centers on the 30% App Store fee Apple charges for in-app digital services transactions. BP's profit more than doubled in the third quarter of the year, extending a bumper run of earnings for the world's biggest oil and gas companies that will add to growing calls in Britain and the United States for higher taxes on windfall profits. The union representing United Airlines, UAL, pilots said Tuesday its members rejected a tentative contract, voting 94% against the deal. It accused management of delays and said pilots deserve better now that the airline is profitable again. Despite a stock market bounce in October that gave the Dow its biggest monthly gain in more than 45 years, economists are warning that there's a very real danger of recession in the United States. Mortgage rates are at their highest levels since 2002, consumer spending and business investment is falling, and the Federal Reserve is fighting persistent inflation with higher interest rates. The number of available jobs in the United States increased in September, surprising economists who had expected the total to fall amid the Federal Reserve's aggressive action to cool the economy. Job openings totaled 10.7 million, up from a revised 10.3 million in August, according to Bureau of Labor Statistics data released Tuesday. Nikolai Storonsky, the co-founder and CEO of Revolut, renounced his Russian citizenship earlier this year, the British company said Tuesday, confirming a report in The Telegraph. His position on the war is on the public record. The war is totally abhorrent and he remains resolute in calling for an immediate end to the fighting, a Revolut spokesperson said. The Zhengzhou campus is the world's biggest iPhone factory and typically accounts for as much as 85% of iPhone assembly capacity, according to Lam's estimates. State media has said that many Foxconn workers are among those walking miles to escape the city. Calling it a helpless move for some employees, a Foxconn manager told media outlet Yikai that workers are panicking over the spread of the virus. Many Foxconn workers are among those walking miles to escape the city. Calling it a helpless move for some employees, a Foxconn manager told media outlet Yikai that workers are panicking over the spread of the virus at the factory and lack of access to official information. On Tuesday, Musk reiterated the $8 price point and shared more details for his new plan. He said subscribers would get priority in replies, mentions and search, as well as the ability to post longer video and audio content while getting half as many ads as free users. Publishers that work with the platform will also get to bypass the paywall. Chinese leader Xi Jinping's push to win the battle in core technologies and bolster China's position as a tech superpower could be severely undermined by Washington's unprecedented steps to limit the sale of advanced chips and chip-making equipment to the country. One of Paramount's biggest blockbusters this year is a surprise hit that hasn't slowed down at the box office since opening at #1 a few weeks ago. No, I'm not talking about Top Gun: Maverick. I'm talking about Smile, the studio's creepy horror hit. Indian billionaire Mukesh Ambani has laid out plans to hand his sprawling business empire to his children, while insisting he has no intention of retiring anytime soon. Ambani, 65, set out his succession plan on Monday, telling shareholders in his Reliance Industries conglomerate that his 3 children are first among equals, and are being mentored on a daily basis by our senior leaders, including myself. As COVID-19 wreaked havoc around the world last year, the 39-year-old son of an Indian billionaire was laying the groundwork for a plan he hoped would eventually end the pandemic. Pumped hundreds of millions of dollars into his Indian manufacturing facility and committed to make millions of doses of a then-unproven coronavirus vaccine. More than 2 decades ago, India began its transformation into a global IT powerhouse, ushering in an era of wealth and job creation never before seen in the country. Now, Asia's third-largest economy is ready for the next big frontier in tech, coming up with a new generation of software companies like Zoom or Slack. Tesla posted a solid quarter of earnings and record revenue, but now says it will fall short of its target for a 50% growth in the number of cars it sells this year. As recently as July, it said it was still aiming for a target of a 50% growth from the 936,000 cars it delivered in 2021. But with 2 quarters of disappointing deliveries caused by supply chain issues and COVID-related shutdowns in China,